Here's your playoff football news 12 now.
Give me a first down on this thing, folks. Can we do that?
First down or touchdown. Both work to get one step closer to a ring for the East Regional Final Playoff edition of the Blitz. Former conference foes Kinston and James Kenan had a slobber knocker in Warsaw.
Yo, one chance. Get in the end zone. Let's go.
The Vikings air raid offense against the grounded pound Tigers. West Craven soared to the Eagles' first semifinal appearance since 2008.
The last time we've been here, I wasn't even born yet, so.
Now I feel old, but the youthful Eagles were ready for the road challenge at top seed Reidsville. Winners wear gold at Northside-Jacksonville, and if the Monarchs wanted the East crown, had to take down one-seeded Hunt in Wilson. The Tarboro Invitational welcomed Warren County with open arms. Vikings reminded the Eagles, not so subtly, how it went for them last time. Oof, 71-0. An undefeated Jacksonville looked to avenge last year's East Regional Finals loss by hosting the Middle Creek Mustangs. Don't let the fireworks distract you, because
The Blitz starts now!
Nice job, rookie.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Welcome into another award-winning edition of the Blitz, the final Blitz of 2025.
It was supposed to be East Regional Championship night. It's turned into state semifinal weekend because of the bad weather. We had games starting Thursday, more Friday, and one Saturday.
Let's start with the 3A East Regional Final. We knew we would have one team from Eastern North Carolina playing in next week's state championships. The big question, was it going to be Kinston or James Kenan?
Who would it be? The Vikings made the trip to Bill Taylor Field in Warsaw, where they had never won before. A fireworks show lighting up the sky, and so was Tyler Jones, finding Reginald McNeil for the first score for the Vikings. That would put them up 7-0. Tim Grady sang Eli Avent, handed off to your guy Jeremiah Hall to knock things up 7 apiece as the Tiger fans were saying, we want that ring. Tyler Jones, though, said we do too to Tyreek Copper. 16th straight game with a touchdown, over 2,000 receiving yards that put the Vikings up 15-7 at halftime. The K-Town faithful chirping up 8. Then Tyler Jones in the fourth quarter to continue their lead to Genesis Wiggins. The screen, touchdown, blockers up front, 22-7. It was a tough scene for James Kenan's sideline, who down 2 possessions made it 3 after a bad snap on a punt resulted in a safety. 24-7, Kinston up, and for the icing on the cake, Ryan Gieselman says, let's just hand it off to Genesis Wiggins. He did not quit on this run, kept pumping and moving those legs, even as linemen got into it to carry him into the end zone for a 37 lead, and there was no escaping the ice bath for Ryan Gieselman. As Kinston, the Road Warriors, get the victory, head to the team's first state championship appearance in 10 years, as the overlooked and underestimated 14 seed Vikings try to win it all next week for the first time ever.
Something I worked for all my 4 years, sacrificed a lot of things. We worked real hard at it, and I feel like we earned it.
It's awesome. I mean, we've been dreaming of this since last year when we lost in the 4th round. I mean, we worked so hard all summer to get to this point, and it's a great feeling.
It's huge. It's huge for our program. It's huge for our community. 10 years ago to the day, we were playing Southwest Combe in the Eastern Regional Finals, and we won and went on to state championship, but we came up short. And so we're hungry, we're driven. We've never won a state championship before, and that's the goal going forward to next week.
Terrence Copper saying one more win. Super Bowl is next for the Vikings, who will aim for history next week.
So who will they play? They played in Lincolnton, the 2 teams that were trying to get there. Thanks to Chris Hughes for the video of the visiting Shelby Lions rolling over the Lincolnton walls. Jonas Woods, the freshman running back, takes it in. Shelby rolls 30-0. The Lions back in yet another state championship game. So here's your 3A state championship matchup. Kinston and Shelby, a rematch of the 2015 state championship, which the Lions won, by the way, 57-21. That was in Raleigh. This time they're going to play up the road in Durham County's Memorial Stadium Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m.
In the 2A playoffs, the Tarboro Invitational went as we all thought it would go. The only question each week, would the Vikings have a running clock?
Well, they did in 2 of their first 3 playoff games, so could Warren County present any kind of a challenge to the overwhelming favorites from the East? Well, Tarboro, the undefeated Vikings, trying to punch their ticket to the 9th straight state championship game. Jeff Craddock looking for his 25th straight win, and boy, he's seen his teams go on some runs. And speaking of runs, look at Antonio Drawn. He's going to draw through, run over some guys, and show that burst of speed for the early score. And that had Sweet Pea already checking his tickets for next week's state championship. Jalen Farr McNair wears number 3, going to get it on the little pitchback reverse. And no one's going to catch him. But check this out at the very end. Whee! Little hurdle into the end zone. And then Jalen Farr McNair says, you know, I can do it defensively as well. Check out the pick 6. As Tarboro wins it 40-0, so they are back in the state championship for a record 9th straight year, thanks to the offense and the defense.
Well, this one feels great, obviously. You've just taken a variety of time. You never take it for granted. A whole lot of hard work goes in from a whole lot of people. Just blessed to think it's a hard thing to do. People always say it's easy. It's the opposite of easy. It's a challenge.
So big thanks to Craig Weddington for here it happened.
Yeah, congratulations. The Vikings will try to win their 2nd straight state championship game.
They take on the winner of Starmount and Murphy. It was a scoreless game until the 3rd quarter. Murphy's Cameron Clem goes up the gut, runs over a couple guys and finds his way and leaps into the end zone. Starmount had some issues both on offense and defense. Losing the football here, Brady Gant would then go into the end zone. Oh, just barely. Touchdown. Next play, Brady Gant would go in for the score as Murphy gets the win 14-2.
So here is the 2A state championship matchup. The seeds held up. The battle of number 1, and it is an all-timer. These are 2 of the best programs in state history. Tarboro and Murphy, Saturday, 5 o'clock at Lenoir-Rhyne University.
We have plenty more highlights to show you, but first, it's our Coastal Carolina Community College fans in the stands. The Monarch faithful of Northside-Jacksonville made the trip to Wilson against Hunt. Those highlights in West Craven up next on the Blitz.
Thank you for watching this final Blitz of 2025. Let's check out the 4A playoffs, where West Craven played in its first East Regional Final in 17 years.
The Eagles had to travel to Reidsville. The Rams have more state championship banners than any other school in North Carolina history.
Certainly a tough place to play. West Craven still looking to win its first state title. They were hoping maybe this could be the year. They took their charter bus for the 4-hour ride to Reidsville, which is north of Greensboro, and good start for West Craven. Check out DJ Davis, the senior quarterback, setting records for touchdown responsibility for the Eagles this year, makes it 8-0. But back come those Reidsville Rams. Michael Smith is their go-to running back, and he breaks the plane. We're all tied 8-8 at the half. 3rd quarter, Michael Smith, plain name, but nice game. Look at him go in for the score to go up 14-8. And then it looked like Reidsville was going to pull away. Tyson Broadway, the pass to Frankie Galloway. It was 20-8. And this was something Reidsville was familiar with, but hold on, these Eagles not familiar with being down, and they would rally. Xavier Cuthbertson, the X Factor, gets the interception. He had 2 on the night, and a nice return. That would set up DJ Davis down at the goal line, his 2nd rushing score. It was 20-14. West Craven still trailed, but then DJ Davis looking for the freshman Christopher Person, and he has it, and West Craven up 21-20, 5 minutes to go, but Reidsville, they get a turnover, then Alex Penalaza, his 2nd field goal of the season, makes it 23-21, 2 minutes to go, West Craven a chance. DJ Davis had turned his ankle on 1st down, so 2nd down, Mike Twitchell said, I'm going to try a trick play, and his receiver, he said, was open, but the ball underthrown. Reidsville's D picks it off, and Reidsville survives and advances 23-21.
Kids earned the right to have that lead that late in the game there. Place a lot of people don't have the lead in the 4th quarter. At the end of the day, we probably didn't win the special team side of it. And that probably ended up being the difference. Sometimes the ball don't bounce your way. It's not because you did anything wrong, right? Sometimes you give it your all and not get what you want. Look at this player, that play, man. That's the game. Your hats off to Coach Teague and their team, man. They got some special players, and they have a little home field advantage. May come out and be the difference.
The Reidsville advances, but for the Eagles, they finish off a great season 12-2. Tough now, but when it's all said and done, they will feel a lot better about it as the years go by. Next up for Reidsville, though, will it be Maiden or Brevard?
It was the Battle of Blue Devils. Nice handshake before the game as Christian Conley launches it and finding Tristan Thompson. Win going for the win. And then Braylon Thompson went over 1,000 yards for the season, couple of touchdowns, gives a nice handoff and in for the score. Brevard, its first trip to the state championship game in 43 years with a 30-13 win.
So the 4A state championship game, Reidsville, who's got, 22, 23 state titles, and Brevard, undefeated on the season, the 2 number 1 seed hold up, and they will meet at Lenore-Rhine Saturday morning at 11 a.m.
In the 5A playoffs, Northside-Jacksonville back in the East Regional Championship game for the first time since 2016.
The Monarchs have had quite the redemption season. 11 wins this year, which is 5 more than the last 5 seasons combined. Let that sink in.
But they had to travel for the first time in the playoffs. They went to top seed Hunt in Wilson, and Hunt, they were feeling good to start off this game, both cheerleader sides. And how about the kickoff return touchdown by Jamarius Howard? Our phone talk said, I turned around and all of a sudden he was scoring the football. But then you give it off to Dorian Jones, the big running back who's had big games week after week, just breaking off tacklers like they're bugs, flicking them off his shoulders. Kendrick Pollock, not sure what to say, trying to regroup before halftime as Reginald Gray slung it, trailing 10-0, but intercepted into the end zone. So it was time to make some adjustments at halftime. Pollock, he's been to the state championship before, didn't get the win, but he knows how to at least get there. Raleigh Anderson made it 20-7, but that would be it. The defense would swarm Reginald Gray after that, and Hunt wins 20-7. The Warriors, check out this catch though on the sideline. Pretty impressive. First time going to state championship in 21 years. Monarchs, though, finish a great season with an 11-3 record.
And have a lot of those guys back next year. So in the 5A West Regional Final, Crest took its 11-2 record on the 1-hour bus ride to Hickory to take on the 12-1 Tornadoes. The Chargers, Michael Edwards is going to come right at you and get into the end zone for those cheeseheads from Crest. And then Malachi Gamble, same deal, coming right at you. Crest, they've been there before, and they crush Hickory 39-21. So your 5A state championship game will feature Hunt and Crest. And that is going to be an interesting contest for those Warriors who, again, have not been to this far in the state championship since 21 years ago. They're going to play in Durham Saturday in the late game. Hey, we're going to jump in the 6A and 7A state semifinals next on the Blitz, so stay with us. Thank you for watching the final Blitz of 2025. Time for our Battle Royale. Undefeated Jacksonville back at home one more time, where they were set to host Middle Creek.
But the rain causing a rift in this relationship. The Cardinals wanted to play Thursday when it was dry. The Mustangs said they couldn't do it.
Then Jacksonville didn't think their field would be ready for Friday, so the last option, a Saturday game. The Cardinals down early in this one, but going to their All-American running back, Amari Pearson. And the Deuce trying to get loose, and he would do so to score here and cut that Middle Creek lead to 7-6. But then, here comes Middle Creek, as they would then have no problems getting into the end zone one more time, and they would score here. Alexis Sevilla to Tracy Harrington. But on the ensuing kickoff, here comes Yandez Baker. The touchdown maker for Jacksonville is going to go 98 yards, and this is going to tie it up at 14-all, and the fans in Jacksonville were loving life. They had a second chance, but Middle Creek took the lead in the field goal. In the second half, the Cardinals fumbled the second half kickoff. That set up this Sevilla to Harrington touchdown connection, and then Sevilla keeps it this time. He goes 31 yards, and with 10 minutes to go in the game, it was getting ugly. Jacksonville was down 31-14, fans starting to leave, but they had one last gasp. Anthony Washington going to go up top looking for his favorite receiver. Saron Thompson has it in the back of the end zone. That cut it to 31-21. Looked like the Cardinal fans were going to get themselves a comeback, but then inside the 15, they cough it up. One of 3 fumbles on the game. Bo Williams couldn't believe it. Then an interception to seal the deal. Jacksonville loses for the first time this season, 31-21, to finish runner-up in the East.
I always lose the last one's tough. Credit Middle Creek, they did a heck of a job, had a great game plan on defense. We had too many turnovers tonight to step up and win, so, I mean, give them all the credit.
Well, Middle Creek takes home the big trophy. They get into their first ever state championship game. They'll play Watauga, who beat Northern Guilford 43-42.
7A East Regional Championship, Clayton made the short trip to Raleigh to take on Cardinal Gibbons. This was quite the wild finish. Clayton's quarterback, Aiden Smalls, comes up big to take the lead for the Comets in the third quarter, 21-18. Cardinal Gibbons scored back-to-back, though, to reclaim the lead in the fourth. This touchdown from Aaron Anderson made it 32-28, but Aiden Smalls, the once Crusader, on a game-winning drive, rolled out and launched it up to Parker Ferguson in double coverage to take down previously undefeated Cardinal Gibbons 35-32. Clayton advances to the state championship for the first time in 36 years.
And who will they face in the 7A West final? All Greensboro affair. Weddington visiting Grimsley. Fourth straight year these two teams have met in the postseason. Third quarter, the Whirlies. Ty Shoemake gets the handoff and goes 34 yards for the touchdown. That is for the Whirlies. But here comes Walker Powell. His pass picked off by Evander Davis. That's inside the 5-yard line. On the next drive, the Whirlies, Faison Brandon runs it out of the end zone. That's a big pickup. He'll eventually be forced out of bounds way down the field at Jamison Stadium. And Grimsley caps off the drive with a field goal. Whirlies hang on to get the 13-7 win to move into the state championship. So it's Clayton and Grimsley in the 7A state title game. They're going to play Friday night, 8 o'clock, Kenan Stadium, Chapel Hill. In the 7A playoff, or that's the 7, I should say. In the 8A, Millbrook and Huff are going to meet. Remember, they had a bye week this week. So did Wilson, Craven, and Robbinsville in the 1A state championship game. So they'll be well rested when they get to both play Thursday at Kenan Stadium.
It was National Signing Day on Wednesday, but some players opted to put pen to paper on Friday, like Wallace Rose Hills star running back Jamare Bubba Lamb, who signed to play football at Lenore-Rhine, nicknamed Bubba from his grandma. Had 10 D1 offers, but opted to go play for the D2 Bears because he can make an immediate impact as a freshman out in Hickory. And as his teammates, family, and friends congratulated him, Jamare had a chance to reflect on what this day meant to him.
It means a lot. I've been dreaming of playing college football since I was very young, so just blessed to be in a position. I thank God, I thank my coaches, I thank everybody that's been in my life and supported me on the way. They're getting a dog, same person that came from Wallace Rose Hill. You know, you come from Wallace Rose Hill, you're a dog. Once a bulldog, always a bulldog.
And we're wishing Bubba the best of luck out in Hickory next year.
He'll be an immediate difference maker there. Then at Havelock, Christopher Bispham signed to play for Madison, James Madison, the Mighty Dukes of JMU. The senior defensive lineman who has some impressive stats. He will continue wreaking havoc in the backfield for the Dukes in the Sun Belt Conference. A wild week to be a JMU commit with a head coaching change. Now Billy Napier taking over, which made Chris a little nervous.
A little nervous about it. You know, I don't want to leave my hometown. Don't want high school ball to end, but it is what it is. God's got a plan for everyone, so yeah, it's a special moment I'm going to remember for a while.
Well, congratulations to Chris, who is going to graduate early and enroll at JMU in January. He'll see how the Dukes do. They just won their Sun Belt Conference Championship, and now he'll be a nice addition. All right, so that pretty much wraps up our final Blitz of the year, but we're not done with coverage. We will be out covering the state championships no matter where they are. We've got several teams involved, so we'll make sure we're there. If you can't make it to the games and you want more than just what our coverage will be, we will actually be streaming the full games on our YouTube and Facebook channels. So we will have those for you. We'll get you that information throughout the week. So you have several different ways to watch it. And of course, we'll be covering it. And you look at some of the teams that are playing. Kinston, we thought they were going to be a state contender early before the season started. Then they come out, they go 3-3, and then they struggle, and then they've made this great run at the end of the year. But they are certainly playing the best ball of the year like we thought they were going to when the season started, with everybody coming back, plus Brennan Chambers coming over as a transfer.
Well, it's crazy to think how if they lost that game at Green Central, how things would have shifted and changed, seedings. I know you always say high school football seedings don't matter, but hey, they could have played a really good team early on to start out in the playoffs, but that air raid offense, Tyler Jones, has looked amazing. It's crazy that he only has one offer right now.
Well, he got the one offer this week, Elizabeth City State, so that's good for him. You get the first one on the table. We'll see what happens after that. But what a special season for Tyreek Copper. He has a chance to make it the best receiving season in state history, and that's saying something in this state with some of the great receivers we've had. One of the records you could break, Muhammad Massaquoi, who played at Independence, who New Bern lost to a couple of times in the early 2000s. But a special, special season that he is having. And boy, if he could finish it off with Kinston's first state championship in football, that would cement his legacy before he heads off to NC State.
And incredibly humble, too. Every time we have a chance to catch up with him, he's just the nicest guy. Terrence Copper's one of the assistant coaches for Kinston, and he's been through that, played at ECU, NFL career, so he's just taught a really great young man, and that wide receiver core is just so good.
As Tyreek said, he's the cheat code. To have an NFL coach who he goes and talks football with every night, and then Brennan Chambers has said he's learned so much. Learning from an NFL receiver, teaching you all the nuances has been special.
The real deal.
Yeah, and so it's funny because Tyreek was asking me, he goes, am I better than my dad? Because I covered his dad at Washington High School many, many years ago. And I was like, well, you're a better receiver because your dad taught you all these things. But as pure athlete,
on the fence.
Old Pops, he could play back in the day. Tarboro, they can always play. They've had so many great players through the years, and now the latest addition, 9 straight state championship appearances, and Cameron McDowell Moore leading the way. He committed to Elon this week, and so can Tarboro do it again, looking for their second straight state title. They've got a whole bunch, I've lost count, but they're still hungry for more.
We just talked about Brennan Chambers and Tyreek Copper, but then for Tarboro, you have Cameron McDowell Moore and then Jalen Fair McNair. It feels like that's their 1-2 punch in the backfield. Even Antonio Drawn making some plays too. Jeff Craddock just has so much depth on that team. I feel like every year there's going to be somebody else coming up and just breaking records and scoring touchdowns.
And Tyler Powell, the list goes on, but that's it. They have a system that goes through there. And you look with Jacksonville, and you look with Tarboro, East Dublin's another one. I just think of systems they have in place from the youth leagues all the way up through. They have conformity. They have a way of doing it, and Tarboro does it better than anybody. You put on pads for the first time, you're learning the Tarboro T if you're playing in Edgecombe County, and that's the results year in and year out that pay off. I remember there a time when Jeff Craddock first took over, it wasn't that way. No. And he took over for Mike Schott, and they almost ran him out of town, but a good thing they didn't because he has had one of the greatest coaching careers in Eastern North Carolina, and we'll see if he can add yet another feather in his already crowded cap.
I mean, I don't know how he has even room for any more trophies in his office. You should walk in there because it's his chair and trophies.
The thing is, they'll play that state championship this weekend, and on Monday, they'll already start for the next season. Every day for him is just, okay, next opportunity, and that's what makes them so great. But we'll follow them all the way through the state championships. We'll have it here on the YouTube for you as well. But this being the final Blitz of 2025, nice job.
Woo, same to you.
All right.
Oh, there we go. I'm teaching him things. All right, so we do that, and then we snap. Snap at the end.
No, you snap off the fingers like we did back in the 90s.
No. So this is how you dap it up. There you go. Come through, and then we link like this, and then you snap.
Such a waste. Snap off the fingers. Old school is the old school of something.
You want to do the blitz together? The of? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Of the blitz.